What's up guys, welcome back for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Duel video. A new card that was recently revealed, Metal Snake. I'm not going to pronounce the full name, but on first sight I was like, well, this card is quite similar to Fairy Tail Snow. You know, Fairy Tail Snow banishing the 7 cards, or as 7 cards, you know, 7 cards from your graveyard, while your Metal Snake banishes the top 8 cards of your deck face down. So quite similar to Pot of Desires, so somewhat limiting, or well, you know, risking of banishing your key cards, your engine cards. So your Metal Snake isn't really the most or best generic monster, level 8 monster by the way, so I'm looking at rank 8 Exceed decks, or basically, you know, decks, 50 card decks, 60 card decks that can make use of this particular card, and it's basically a free beat stick, as with Fairy Tail Snow. Then again, Fairy Tail Snow also had that built-in Book of Moon effect, while this card doesn't really have an extra or beneficial effect other than, well, you can banish like 3 cards from your extra deck, and then I think pop 1 face-up card or monster from your, on the field. It's decent, but well, basically the reason why you're playing it, it's an extra beat stick. It's also a quick effect similar to Fairy Tail Snow, so you can use it during your opponent's turn as well, but basically it's an extra beat stick and an extra level 8 monster on the side of the field to go for the potential rank 8 Exceed play, or well, basically an extra monster for the Link 2 play. I went with Orcust. It speaks for itself, I guess. With that level 7 Orcust monster, you can immediately send any machine, well, Orcust and, well, machine dark, I believe, from your deck to the graveyard. And I'm looking at this, your Metal Snake, so it's basically a foolish burial target off of your Orcust monster, your level 7 Orcust. Again, an excellent toolbox for the deck, especially because of the new Dragoravion here. Well, I believe it was revealed last week. Special summoning Hard Earth Dragon. You know, that cute dragon that basically is far too hard to summon, but with Dragoravion you can instantly get it on your side of the field. And it's also dark, so you know, with your small, how do you say it, your small disadvantages of your Orcust engine, that as soon as you use those effects, you're only limited to special summoning darks for the rest of the turn. So Hard Earth is definitely something you can special summon still. You know, this, the basic combo, eventually going for the Nightmare Mermaid indeed. And because of the Danger Engine, going for all the way on the left side here, any level 8 monster if you have the opportunity, but you know, that's quite consistent in this particular deck. Dangers and getting 1 level 8 on your side of the field, going for the Dragoravion all the way on the left, and then on the right I can go for the standard Summon Sorceress play, well, depending on your hand, and the Dangers of course, and of course other cards as well, makes this particular field. It's not that hard to make this particular field of Dragoravion all the way on the left. In the middle you have your rusty Bardish, Summon Sorceress, right? And then depending on how many extra deck monsters you're playing, well, with that I mean maybe a Link 4 to get rid of your Summon Sorceress. That might be an option, but the extra deck is super limited. So going for Hard Earth, again, as you know, it basically puts your opponent on like a time limit, I guess. As soon as he hits the end phase, all of his special summoned or summoned monsters and set cards will all get banished. So basically, you know, like destroying or popping or banishing your opponent's entire field if the opponent is not able to get rid of Hard Earth Dragon. Again, because it's not able to get that, yeah, it's not able to get destroyed by battle, although you can just bounce it away, I guess, bounce it away or send it back to the deck, or you know, to the extra deck with multiple cards. So it's not that hard to get rid of it. Then again, you do have multiple negations on your side of the field still. Basically the same combo, same series of plays of going for your Orcust engine. That's what I like about Orcust, right? The engine on its own it's very strong, and this new machine type, your Metal Snake, just gives you a beneficial or an extra level 8 monster on the field to potentially go for the rank 8 Exceed play, which isn't really that common, since you know your Orcust Exceed you can just overlay on a Link Orcust monster, as you know, right? It's not really a new card, but this new level 8 monster basically just screams being like an extra dark monster on the field. You know, basically extra fodder to go for Bardish or the rank 8 Exceed play for your Dragoravion for Hard Earth, etc, etc. So again, end phase, yeah, didn't really matter, right? Another example, this should be against Solomon Greats if I'm not mistaken, yet going second. And the thing is, when going second a pro, okay, you're playing Dangers, you're playing Thunderbird, you're playing Bigfoot. Those cards can, next to of course the Nightmare Engine, can potentially plow through your opponent's field, but then again you're playing against Solomon Greats. If not, yeah, probably not the best deck, or definitely on par with Sky Strikers, but still, it's quite hard, right? Especially if they drop, what is it called? The artifact site. It's the Zool, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, flip over the Sanctum for site. It's game over, GG, well played. Your deck is fully focused on the extra deck, and site immediately deals with that particular mechanic. Yeah, whatever, right? It doesn't really matter too much on playing on, since he will just go for game next turn. Another example, again going first this time, basically again the same place. If you're able to get two monsters on your side of the field with two different names, you can go for your Nightmare Link monster into Nightmare Mermaid, and that again triggers your engine, sets up your graveyard for the Orcust engine. That was somewhat, well, doesn't really matter too much again. You know, like the holy trinity of the dangers being Nessie, your Jackalope and your Snake, if not the best 3 danger monsters carrying the danger engine and the dark/danger deck into multiple special summons to the side of the field, right? So again, the Dragoravion all the way on the left going for Rusty Bardish, some extra negations, Hard Earth again, and making sure that I have some pops and some negations during my opponent's turn with the level 3 Orcust in the graveyard, right? So okay, yeah, that's all fine, not really too threatening play. These, okay, that's cool. He's going for the Overload Fusion. Well, the Chimera deck is definitely going to get negated. Of course, I don't want to lose my double Fog Blade and then immediately banish the level 3 Orcus to, well, yeah, you know, pop something on my opponent's side of the field and send something from my opponent's side of the field away. So I think the Chimera is, well, the Cyber Dragon, the Fusion is sending a cost, if I'm not mistaken. So he would have been able to send, like, yeah, you know, any Cyber Dragons from his deck to the graveyard. Anyway, again, set up my, well, that's, you know how it goes, the Nightmare Engine coming through with Nightmare Phoenix getting rid of the back row, and then going for Boral Sword eventually will seal the deal as well. Again, Rusty Bardish popping something, get something or attach something. And here you see the power of this new Metal Snake. It's basically an extra monster, and the fact that you can use it during your opponent's turn basically gives you extra Father, Tribute Father, Link Father, an extra Beatstick on the field. It's quite of a crazy card. It's not something that you should overhype. You definitely not, because you know it has its big restriction of you have to banish your top 8 cards from your deck, and it's definitely not something that every deck can main deck, but still. The fact that it's, okay, once per turn, but you can use it during your opponent's turn as well. It's a very powerful card. So like 50 card decks, 60 card decks, Orcust decks might main deck this one. And that's not really because of Dragoravion, right? But it's still a very strong card, an extra dark on your side of the field, and just go for your engine. First your Orcust engine, and then go for the banishing 8 cards. Well, banish 8 cards from the top of your deck, right? So again, it's not really the card that you should, you know, call broken or whatever, but it's still a very solid card. Again, you know, the standard opening combo, standard opening moves with Summon Sorceress, with your Rusty Bardish getting the extra pops, and of course, thanks to the field spell, you can play during your opponent's turn as well. Again, very strong, right, getting those extra pluses, and yeah, again, Child's Play, the Nightmare Engine, one of the, yeah, Phoenix indeed, okay, Artifact Sight is going to get negated, not that important, right, probably could have just kept my Climax, and well, you know, Orcust Climax, and then eventually go for game, right? I don't think it would have mattered too much. Yeah, Rusty Bardish popping the face down set. There isn't really anything threatening I should fear. Again, the extra Beatstick on the field, and this should indeed be GG well played. So this is currently my list. Like always, feel free to leave feedback. Well, of course, because of this new card, you definitely want to run over 40 cards, banishing the top 8 cards. Well, you know, like Fairy Tale Snow, it's very similar to this card, so you definitely want to keep your, or play a well amount of over 40 cards. That's what I wanted to say. So like always, feel free to leave suggestions about the build. again, like always, feel free. You know, like you can definitely run the, what is it called, the rank up spell card, well, but again, that takes up some extra deck space. But of course, if you want, you can definitely play that. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.